a long time ago, and I've headed a load of balls since then, so the mind's not as great as it used to be. But no, I remember going into a school with Sheka Heslop and talking about show racism, red card, and what you guys were trying to do, and where he was trying to go with it. And it's crazy to think it's 20 years down the line and we're sitting here doing another interview about it. I think we made tremendous strides in terms of from a visual aspect. The chanting that used to be in stadiums and all that. We've got CCTV cameras and all those sort of things in stadiums now, and so people are not accepting of that behaviour, especially in the UK. We've seen it where it's ugly head in Europe a few times, but in the UK things have certainly got better on that score. But I still believe when you look deeper behind racism in football, when you go into the coaching and the management and the senior levels of football at football clubs, then you realise there's still some barriers to break down. The way football has gone nowadays, in terms of managers' tenure at a football club, is very short, whether that be in the Championship, Premier League, or any other division. I just feel that some of the managers that have lost their jobs, had there been Caucasian, perhaps would be given another opportunity elsewhere, whereas the black managers are finding it very, very difficult to get another job once they've lost the one that they're perhaps been given an opportunity at. I mean, I've often said, as far as the Rooney Rule is concerned, it probably wouldn't work in the Premier League as it stands at the moment. And I think people need to be better educated about the Rooney Rule and what it means and what it stands for, in terms of all we're asking for is an interviewing process where we're able to get through the door and stake a claim. We're not asking for you to give us the job, we're just asking for us to get through, be able to be given the opportunity to get through the door and perhaps have an interview. In terms of why I says it wouldn't work in the Premier League as it stands at the moment, is because a Premier League club normally know the manager they want before they've set the one that they've got in a position at the beginning. So in terms of that, it's very difficult to get an interviewing process. So until we, the FA, the Premier League, whoever it may be, come together and say, look, whoever loses their job, whether it be in the Premier League, Championship, or wherever, League One, whenever a manager loses their job, there has to be an interviewing process where 4 or 5 candidates have to be interviewed, and one of those candidates or 2 of those candidates have to be a BME background. Until that process happens, I don't see things changing in terms of managers getting opportunities in football. I've been accused of racism now because I've given the job to a black manager, and I've said, well, hang on. First and foremost, let's look at the credentials of the manager that I've given the job to. Okay, Chris Ramsey was here on site, and it was a joint decision with the owners of the football club in the direction that they wanted to take the football club in, that Chris Ramsey was probably suited to developing the players and moving forward in the way the club wanted to move forward. That didn't work out. So after that, we went for a thorough process of interviewing. I think it was 12, 13 different managers. And the owners came in on the process. I did that with our CEO, Lee Hughes. And then our owners came in on the process, and the last 3 that we wilted it down to. And Jimmy, by far, came out as the leading candidate when we wilted it down. And at the time of employing Jimmy, at the time in this country, he probably had the best, in fact, he did have the best win rate ratio of any manager in any league in this country. So everybody forgot about that. It was just the fact that I was employing a black manager that made me racist as well, which I don't want to be seen as a pioneer. I want to see us as putting the best man for the job in place to take this club forward. So that was my role. And that was my idea, not because he was black that I was giving him an opportunity.